He's in Nevada with, a friend of ours.
Sean, that's awesome. That's good news. Nevada sucks, but at least the kid is safe.
Sorry to anybody who lives there. Welcome back to Life is Strange 2. Before we get too far into this, Sean, I have to, like, explain myself. Last time we played Life is Strange 2, we learned, we lost, pick your verb that feels the most appropriate for this sentence. But we found out that our brother is not with us. We don't know where he is. We're in a hospital. We don't have an eye, which is not great. Our depth perception is a little off, which Sean is mourning. There is a process of grief and loss that comes with that kind of thing. But we're going to juvie tomorrow. We're not okay with that. So we're just going to hightail it out of the hospital tonight, today, now. That's where we're at. Great place to start.
Okay. Time to clear off now. This whole hospital is so quiet. So don't make any noise.
I'm trying to provide some commentary. It's not noise, it's commentary. This is where we actually left off.
Find a way to get the hell out of here.
But, you know, when you just kind of hop into the game, it plays the last scene. Why would we look under the bed?
Nada.
What would we look for under there? We can press the call button. We can pick up the card. Why would we do that?
Yeah. Thanks for the card, Agent.
Yeah, we're not going to call her.
Can't wait to text you.
Why do we need... I'm assuming the window is important to leave. But I don't know why we need bed sheets.
Maybe I could, rig a decoy Sean in the bed.
Well, might as well pick it up. We might not use it, but at least we'll have it. Okay. Just put that in our pocket. There's the curtain. I think that will be important.
I should close these. So nobody sees me sleepwalking away.
That's the reasoning. I'm assuming that we can't, like, full on leave through this door. Ooh, evacuation plan.
There must be a way to leave this room without alerting anyone.
I know. Mirror. Oh, yeah. Let's check our eye. Oh. Okay. Why are we checking the grab bar?
This one isn't screwed in.
It's quite the shift to go from, let's look at the curtain, let's look at the window, to, what is going on with your eye? Oh yeah, grab bar. Like, what? I'm just distracted. What can I say?
I could pull it off, but it's gonna be loud.
That's what I was gonna say. People would hear that. This...
Yeah. That metal bar isn't going anywhere.
Well, they don't build these hospitals like prisons. They don't mean for people to just go in here and tear things apart. It's a medical facility. What is the evacuation plan?
Let's see. I just gotta get past that locked door. And an angry guard.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. We can inspect the window, though, without going past.
Wish I could just walk out.
I don't think that's gonna happen. So we're on the second floor. I think. I don't think you die from jumping from the second floor, but you probably injure yourself. Physical therapy, chapel, intensive care unit, staff room. Look at the staff room.
My backpack has got to be somewhere around here.
We need our stuff, or we want our stuff at least. I like how there's part of our vision blocked, giving you that feeling of like, if you didn't have vision. And I say this not knowing what it honestly is like to lose an eye or to lose vision in your eye. I can only just imagine what that would be like. And I think that sometimes that's important to add, because I don't want to feel like I'm telling someone like this is what your experience is like. And sometimes I feel like that's what that kind of stuff can be like.
They've been working on these rooms forever. So fucking loud.
Well, that's cover though, potentially. So if there was construction during the time that you pulled off the grab bar, that would be cover. But it's not happening now, I'm assuming. Chekhov's gun with this game. If you're saying it, that must be important. So, all of that is a thing. I don't want to pull the curtain until I know what I'm going to be doing. We have the bed sheets. The window is an option, I am assuming. But again, I don't want to... I'm afraid to start something until I'm ready.
Maybe I could get Joey to help me. Would he get busted?
Probably. So we can make a fake body. That is an option that we have.
That looks so fake.
It depends.
That might work for a second.
Yeah, it depends on what our intent is with this, though. I mean, it doesn't look that bad. If your intent with the body... That sounds bad as I said. If your intent with this situation is to prevent someone from fully... We don't know, first off, as the player, we don't know how often they're actually checking on Sean. Like, is it every 15 minutes? Are they just like looking at him? Are they looking at him? I'm doing this like a flashlight. Are they looking at him to see his chest rise and fall to like make sure that he's like breathing and alive? Are they just like checking that he exists? Are they checking vitals? Which is like pulse, heart rate, all of those things. So it depends on like what they're checking for in this hospital, which we as a player don't know. Sean would know. If they're just checking that he's existing in his bedroom, in his room, then this fake body would work. It would pass for that. If they're checking that he's breathing, maybe it would depend on like how the light would like shine on the thing. It would depend on so many factors and like who's checking and all of that stuff, how thorough they want to be. If they're checking for vitals, hell no, this would not pass for anything. So it really depends on like if they check and what they check for and like how far into the room they go, all of that stuff. Because like from a distance, that doesn't look bad. It doesn't. But we don't know what they're going to check for. So we can close the curtain. We can open up the window. We can call Joey. I don't know which of these are going to be important.
I should close these so nobody sees me sleepwalking away.
This doesn't give me any additional information, which is not helpful. So let's close it.
Can I have some privacy, please?
I'm assuming that won't make anybody upset. Like, that won't trigger somebody to come in and be like, hey, you can't close these curtains. And maybe I open the window? Let's get Joey to help.
Joey,
see if he will.
Probably distract the guard dog.
Asking Joey to help is a really big ask.
Secured.
Oh, the windows are secured. That's why we would need the sound, or that's why we would need the guardrail. I'm doing this like I'm pulling it off a wall. You don't know what that sign language is. It's not even sign language. So I guess the ideal situation would be if Joey agrees to help us, we get our stuff, we open up the window and leave. At that point, though, we'd have to leave the room, get our stuff and come back in the room? Why do that? Why not just leave? Asking Joey to help is a big ask. Joey works here. This is like Joey's livelihood. We're asking Joey to put that on the line for us. And even though Joey may like us, that's a big ask. We're asking Joey to risk his job. And if Joey's like nurse, like as in like has a license, we're asking Joey to potentially risk his license, meaning his potential or his ability to potentially work in this field in the future. That is a huge ask. Like,
who knows?
Yes, Joey's nice and compassionate and is willing to listen to us and doesn't treat us like we are garbage, but like that's a huge ask. It's a huge jump to go from like someone treating us with compassion to will you risk your entire future for this thing? Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel very conflicted about that. Like on one hand, learning to ask for help is an incredibly powerful thing, but on the other hand, like when we ask for help can also be incredibly, like that's a skill, I guess, to know that. Not that we can ever truly tell like when might be the best time. Let's see what Joey says though. We already have this bed thing made up. Like it's gonna be pretty clear what's going on. I'm stuck. The chair has thwarted my escape. Plan B? Plan B? There is no plan B. Okay, so I already called for Joey. Can I try the window? Joey comes in while I'm trying the window. Ah, so it'll open up a little bit.
Superhero to open that shit.
Inspect.
Hope my last view of this world isn't this window.
Cars?
One stupid car.
Well, I mean, there's like 3 cars. Oh, we can really look, can't we? Scaffolding.
I could slip into one of those rooms under construction.
True. Oh, so we get our stuff, we go into the construction room, we get down the scaffolding. That makes far more sense than what I was thinking about coming back into this room. Because then we don't have to break open the window.
It's dead tonight. Works for me.
Yeah, except then it's very quiet and people hear sounds. That doesn't work. Well, we can't open it anymore. Sean, why is that an option?
You got business in there?
Patient called. Just gotta see what our boy needs.
Good.
Here we
I
go.
need a smoke break.
Hey, that's your job. Go for it. Hey,
Joey.
there's my second favorite patient.
Second? My dude, we had a bond. Second favorite patient. Also, if I am asking you to help me, you know, break out, get away from juvie, what would you, and if you help me, assuming that you help me, what would you do for your first favorite patient? That's a question. Joey, you scandalous person, you. You pulled the curtain back.
Gotcha.
You never stop working, Joey.
I'm doing a double night shift.
Damn.
Diana's out with a flu, so
Self-care is important. It is okay to say no to double shifts, Joey.
lucky me. Yeah, I'm fried. But that sweet, sweet overtime. Sean, you look stressed. You feeling okay?
About that. About that, Joey. I'm gonna have a big ask of you. Big ask. I know where Daniel is or my head hurts. Ooh, I know where Daniel is. Just tell him at this
I know
point.
where my brother is.
What?
Wait. We don't, though. That was a lie. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to lie. I am so sorry. I did not mean to lie. I meant to be, like, vulnerable and say something, like, important that might help, but not lie. I'm sorry for my actions.
Oh,
I found a note in the sketchbook you
Oh,
brought me.
wait! I do know where my brother is. I just forgot that part. I do know where my brother is! Whew! That, like, takes a weight off my shoulders. I didn't intentionally lie to Joey. Whew! Forget I said that. None of that happened. None of what I said happened. Just none of that happened. Pretend it didn't happen. Shh.
He's in Nevada. With, a friend of ours.
Fuck, Sean. That's awesome. That's good news. Nevada sucks, but at least the kid is safe.
Sorry to anybody who lives there.
Listen, Joey. I need to get out of here.
What? Come on, Sean. You know I can't let you do that. You know I'm on your side, man. I don't blame you for being scared. You're leaving tomorrow.
This is why it's a big ask, right? I would not blame Joey at all for having that reaction because of how big of the ask is. Absolutely no bad blood for not wanting to risk your entire future.
But don't fuck around with this. You hear me?
Never mind, I'm scared or I'm innocent. Ooh. Well, I'm not gonna say never mind. Like, at this point, we're this far deep in it. I just keep going. And I'm curious what else Joey might say too. I'm scared or I'm innocent. I'm innocent is true, but it's not being emotional. It's just talking about the actions that we've done. I'm scared is more emotional, which means it's more vulnerable. And I wonder if Joey will respond more to the emotional vulnerability. I think that Joey already knows that we're innocent, or at least agrees with us, or can see that, or imagines that. I don't know. I don't see Joey helping someone this much, or connecting this much with someone that he doesn't see as innocent, or at least doesn't see the actions as being justified. That kind of idea. So I don't know if the saying that we're innocent is important at this point. I'm scared.
Joey, I'm so scared. I've never felt like this. Like, I'll be in jail for life, and I'll never see Daniel again. I can't do it, man.
I hear you, man. I swear, that kills me to see you in that situation, Sean, but you really want me to help you break out of here. So what happens to me? I lose my job, go to jail.
Yeah.
I have a girlfriend, a rent to pay, a future.
Yep. I'm sorry, no future for me. I feel like saying no future for me is like a guilt trip. And like, Joey has very valid points. And I will totally own that one reason why I have this perspective is because of the job that I do. So I really have a soft spot for Joey here. So I don't want to guilt him for doing his job. Because I feel like if I guilt him for doing his job, and he has, like, let's say he does help us, but it's because we guilted him, would that mean that Joey would have a hard time connecting with patients in the future? So would that make Joey jaded and really cynical? And that doesn't help any, like, I guess when I'm thinking of like the potential good that Joey could do for others, that's not great. I don't want to impact that. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Joey. I was being selfish. I want to help my brother. It's all I can think about. He's 10 years old and out there, all alone. He needs his big brother.
Okay, stop. Fuck.
I didn't mean for this to be a different kind of guilt trip. That's honestly not my intention when I chose the I'm sorry option.
I'll try to help you.
Really?
Oh, Joey.
You serious?
No, I'm stupid.
Oh, Joey.
So let's do this right. Find something to hit me with.
Why?
You're not gonna hurt me that bad. I'll tell them you attacked me from behind in the dark, that I didn't see shit. They can't prove I let you get away. I hope.
Accept to hit Joey or refuse. Ooh. Okay, so if we I mean, if he is choosing to help us, first of all, don't do this. Don't do any of this. Everything in this game should not be done. That feels like a weird disclaimer to say, but there you go. If we do choose to hit Joey, though, he gets an out. He gets like an alibi. He gets an excuse so that way he can keep his livelihood, keep his license if he has one. That kind of a thing. Like, he has that. They can't prove that he helped, basically. Because I'm assuming there's no cameras in this room. If there are cameras, there's no microphone. Usually that's how that works. But the downside of that is we get more. Like, we're already getting hit with some kind of charges for what happened to Seattle. With Seattle, in Seattle, whatever. If we do this, we would get assault on a healthcare worker, which in some areas is a felony. So we get like an additional felony on top of what other felonies we already have. That's not great, but we're basically saying, I'm going to take on these additional potential charges. So you can have your livelihood. If we refuse, he may not help us, which is like fair. We tell the guard that we're trying to escape. Also, like, kind of, I can see where he's coming from. If he did help us after refusing, he would, like, there's all that negative stuff that could come back at him. I kind of feel like accepting to hit Joey. Like, I don't want to hit him, obviously. He's a nice person. I also just, like, in general, would rather not choose to hit people. But in this case, there's a benefit to it. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm gonna hit you with. Also, I hope you don't get a TBI.
Joey, thank you so much.
Hurry up before I change my mind. Man, you even made a fake body.
Okay, look, I was trying, okay? What do I hit you with? Just my fist? Look, oh. Well, I can... Ceiling?
Joey's the real deal. I feel bad I dragged him into this.
Joey's like, hurry up and grab something to hit me with, and we just stare at him for a minute. Processing? I don't know. I hope there's not a real time limit on this. Okay, so if we grab this, we're gonna have to hurry. Wait. Oh, no, I know, Joey, I know. Wait, if we grab this, hit him, the guard will come in. The guard will hear the sound. Do we grab this, hit him, and then hide in the bathroom? Then the guard comes in to check on Joey, and then we run. Oh no, the guard's taking a smoke break. Okay.
Buy our crap.
Got no choice now.
Yeah.
Do it.
Oh, I have to keep repeatedly pressing it. That wasn't that loud. What pockets are you putting that in, Sean? I think these are mysterious.
What's with all that noise?
It's not that bad.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I found that grab bar in the bathroom.
Found it. I just found it lying there. What do you know?
That should do, I guess.
Not the head.
Now listen carefully. Just tap me right here. Should leave a bruise, but that's it. Hear me, Doc?
You really want me to hit you?
Yeah.
Course I don't. But it's gotta look real. So go ahead. Aim right where I showed you. Do it fast. Now.
Oh, our depth perception is off. Are we actually gonna hit him where he said? Joey is very brave for allowing us to do this after knowing how badly I did on that pen tapping thing earlier. Oh, honey.
Oh, oh, son of a bitch, motherfucker.
Oh, shit. You okay?
Damn, Sean. thought I said tap, not smash.
Fuck. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
I asked for it, man. Now you better get out of here. Stat.
I owe you, Joey.
Only when you find your brother. And you will. So move your ass.
I'm so sorry, Joey. I'm so sorry. That looked like it fucking hurt. Oh my god. Get our stuff and get out. Oh good, get out. Just, John, get out. Get out. Get out. Oh my god. This might be louder than the thing. Plus the guard was smoking. I really hope he's not smoking like right under us.
That's Finn.
Oh,
No way.
fuck.
What is he doing here?
Wake up or escape. Well, Finn, was not really super helpful in my mind for what I wanted to do last time. I did not want to steal from anybody last chapter. And Finn was very insistent. If there's one thing that can be said about Finn, it's very insistent. I don't really feel like helping Finn escape. Also, the window would still be like barred shut, basically, however we want to describe that. Let's escape. Bye, Finn. Were you gonna steal a car? Do not steal Joey's car. That would be like the icing on the cake. Of course it's not unlocked. Finn, do not. Do not tattle on me, Finn. I swear. I don't know how difficult it would be to adjust to driving if our depth perception is off. Don't crash. Just don't. There's like a strobe light going on in that car. We're gonna be in so much fucking trouble. Is this just like a long drive montage to Nevada? That hospital escape gave me anxiety. Whew. Do not, I swear to God, stay awake. I mean, caffeine and loud music, I don't care. Take a nap if you have to. You're in the woods, you know, you just like park the car in the woods a bit, take a nap. Don't fall asleep, please, Sean. Please don't just like fall asleep while driving. Stay safe. Oh gosh. Sleep, Sean. Also, I really hope that that FBI agent doesn't, like, somehow track us and come after us in order to find where our brother is. That would be devious, wouldn't it? She'd have to know that we would have somehow gotten out. We don't have a phone. How else would she have tracked us? If she had the ability to do that, wouldn't she have done that the whole time? High on the road. Sean. Just one more big drive. That's it. We've got 2 more chapters to get through. Whew. Oh, we just got to the title of this one. Jeez. At least this time, it's not silent while we have this drive like it usually is. I was gonna ask if that was a wolf, but it's probably more like a coyote. Welcome to Nevada. Is Nevada in Pacific time zone? Huh. Sean, you stay awake. There's suspiciously little cars on the road. Don't get me wrong, sometimes there are the stretches of highway, but there's no other cars. Please tell me you're napping. Getting some good old shut-eye? Yes? Kind of. Kind of. I feel like, considering everything else that we've done, the cigarette's probably not the worst thing in the world. Not great. Not the worst. Also, I wonder why they show a scene like this unless something's gonna happen.
Guess this is my room for the night.
Oh. How much fuel do we have?
Shit. It will never hold until Haven Point.
Like none.
Guess I'm kind of lucky I stole a smoker's car.
Because why did we take her card with us?
Oh, come on. Did you interview everyone in that hospital? Or what?
Probably. Or this is her car. Oh, that would be awful. Oh my God. What's the owner's stuff?
She seems nice. Sorry I stole your car, guys.
Oh no, is it her car?
Shit. Guess I fucked up her day pretty bad.
Must-do list. May 8, drop off kids, hospital checkup, lunch with hubby, Miss Scott's x-ray blood test, pick up kids, night shift. Okay, so probably not. Whew, probably not the FBI agent's car. Whew, okay. That would be stressful.
Okay. Haven Point is straight ahead. Just a few more hours drive.
Okay, so we've been going like straight from California into Nevada. Wow, okay. What's in our backpack? Might want to turn off the overhead light so you don't burn out your battery. Oh, we just like unpacked everything? Oh, we need to clean our eye. I didn't look at it. I just said clean it. It's a good thing we packed all that stuff.
All right. Careful. Man, I should have listened to Joey. This is a mess. I don't even know how long I should keep on using this for.
The eye stuff? I don't know. Yeah, I think he said 4 times a day you have to clean it, but that's all I remember. Oh, take the card. Why would we take it? I mean, like, I know I just chose that option, but... Huh. Oh, it's a souvenir. Okay, that explains it. The wires.
What a mess. Floaters can now add Grand Theft Auto to my file.
And assault of a healthcare worker. Wolf or Coyote? New game. Wolf, which is like thematically in line with the game, or Coyote, which feels more like
Never
Nevada.
thought driving would be so exhausting.
Yeah, it is. I think we've kind of looked at everything, though. The light. Maybe lock the doors, too. Just a thought. Lock the door, Sean. Car kind of blends in, at least. How are we gonna get all the way to Nevada then? Or not Nevada, but like Haven Point. If we aren't gonna make it all the way, are we just gonna like steal a new car? Wait. This isn't the same. We have longer hair. I don't think this is the same car. We have both eyes.
Still with me, Sean? Yeah. Just zoning out. Just don't do that when you're driving, my son. So, what's the verdict on the new car? I know it's not a new board, but it's got 4 Hot Wheels.
Thanks for finishing it, Dad.
A perfect reward
Oh.
for your excellent report card. I'm proud, Sean. You don't even bullshit me when you need cash. And I'll try to be cool. No dad jokes, huh?
Like, what could have been? Things hadn't turned out the way they turned out. Because I don't think Sean's dad finished the car. And like the comment about the money. So this is a dream, I'm assuming, about what could have been if things hadn't turned out the way they turned out. So Dad would have taken him out for driving lessons in the new car. And like the graduation gift kind of a thing. Dad would have praised him. Dad would have told him he was proud. Not only that, Sean would have accepted it. Sean has this history of minimizing things. Sean has this history of saying, here's all the reasons why I know I'm not good enough. But Sean here accepts it. Sean says like, yeah, like, you know, thank you for saying you're proud of me kind of a thing. And the fact that he is dreaming this shows that he wants it to a certain extent. Sure, we can't say that we don't have like research or evidence that like, yes, this thing in your dream actually means this thing. But I don't think it's too much of a stretch to say that if we see something like this, we probably want it. Just because like, who doesn't want this from a parent? Who doesn't want to hear a parent say they're proud of them?
I hope you're not too bummed out to go on a big road trip with your lovely papito, huh?
And Daniel doesn't seem to be there. You're the coolest, or thanks. You're the coolest.
Oh, please. You're the coolest dad. How could I be bummed?
Excuse me. Where's my regular, emotionless son? I appreciate it. Think we can hang out for 5 days without killing each other?
Hell yeah. Haven't done that since I was a kid. Miss it.
So do I. Been too long since we went padre y hijo against the road.
Way too long. I love road trips.
Good to hear. By the way, boy talk. What's going on with that Jen, huh?
Been a long time since I've heard that name. This also kind of feels like a bit of perspective. In the very beginning of the game, it feels like it would have been more normal to say like, oh, stop doing this or stop doing that, like pushing dad away. But now that we've had dad out of our life, it feels like we want to pull him closer. It feels like we want to say like, you are the best, and that doesn't feel even cheesy to say. And I feel like that perspective can come when we lose someone, but I feel like it also can come from age. Like, we're a teenager, we don't want that closeness because we want freedom. We want to be able to make our own choices. So when we're a teenager, we're more likely to push our parents away. But then once we get older, I feel like we can reach this point where we sit here and we go, oh, not that I necessarily want to pull my parents in, but like, I maybe realize more of why they did what they did. And I say these super general statements knowing that this is not necessarily everybody's experience. And this entirely depends on the relationship that you had with your parents and how healthy that relationship was and their style of parenting and how healthy that was. I totally realize that. But sometimes we can get to this point as an adult where we realize, like, I get why they did what they did. And like, my parents are people too, instead of just like parents. And sometimes that can make us want to like have different kinds of conversations with our parents that can feel maybe a bit like drawing closer, but not quite the same as like if we've lost them. I feel like that's a bit like what we're talking about here. As far as Jen goes, I feel like it's kind of like not too much to talk about because again, I haven't heard her name in a while.
Well, not much to talk about.
That was like pulling teeth. Well, I've got a week to find out the truth.
I kind of miss her. Try out new stuff. Don't worry, it's over. Ooh. What about try out new stuff? Because let's face it, we've had other relationships besides her. Try out new stuff.
I just want to try out new stuff. I mean, figure out what I like, what I want, you know?
Yeah, I get it. You're young, you've got time to settle down. Maybe you will. Eventually.
The idea of I want to try out what I like and experiment is a very normal thing that happens when we're teenagers. Like, that's kind of the job of a teenager, is to try out what we like, figure out who we are. It's a bit like figuring out what we gravitate towards, like who we are as a person, because up until when we're a child, when we're a kid, we've just kind of been told who we are, what to do. We're just expected to follow the rules. And as a teenager, we have more freedom. Ideally, we have more freedom. And so it's the job of a teenager, so to speak, as far as like emotions and all that good stuff, is really to start to figure out who they are as a person, because they're at an age where they can start to do that. They can give they know the words, the vocabulary for emotion words and broad concepts, and they can understand broad concepts. Is not the same black and white type thinking that kids have. And so they're able to sit there and say, no, this is like what I want to do and not want to do. And sure, when teenagers are trying stuff out a lot of times. So sure, a teenager may feel like a certain thing is their identity for only a year and then decide that's not their identity, but that's a normal thing. And I always think of it as this idea of, if we don't try it out, how will we know? I feel like a lot of times adults talk about this concept with teenagers as like, oh, well, let's say we're talking about violin lessons. I don't know, pick something, right? And a lot of times adults, I feel like, kind of look at that and they're like, oh, well, I'm not going to let my kid do violin lessons because they'll only drop it in a year. Okay, cool. Like, I get that. But if your kid doesn't try the violin, how will they know if they like it or not like it? Yes, your kid may drop it after a year. That's a very valid thing. But if your kid doesn't try it, they'll never know if they like to play it or not. So the fact that, like, if kids are allowed, I say kids, but like if teenagers are really allowed to experiment with these kinds of things, they can figure out more of who they are as a person, their actual sense of identity. And we don't really think about this stuff too often, but this comes down to like the kinds of things we don't think about when it comes to identity, the types of foods that we like, you know, what kinds of drinks that we like, you know, what times we like to go to bed and get up, what subjects we like, what hobbies we like. All of this comes down to the same kind of idea, whether or not we allow ourselves to try these things. Were we allowed by other people? There's so much of this that comes down to this idea of having the freedom to try things out.
Ah, could that be Daniel? Hola. Hello. Everything okay, Lila?
Oh.
Oh, Daniel better not be giving you any sass.
Of course he would be.
Nah, he's an angel. We went to the swimming pool, and now we're making popcorn for movie night. Yes! It's so cool. Hey, Sean, don't crash the car.
He's driving real slow and safe, like a grandma. Thanks for checking in. We'll buzz you when we hit the motel.
Lila, you ready? Sounds good. And Sean, Jen wants you to call her when you have time.
Oh, sounds like someone is still thinking about you.
Yeah. I know.
What could have been?
Seriously, though, how are you really doing?
That feels like a loaded question. This feels like we've been through so much. There's so much trauma in this game, and we've just been through so much in general. I doubt that Sean has been able to even start to process this because we haven't been allowed to stay in a safe place long enough, really, to be able to process it. And so I feel like this is honestly a desire to have someone ask, how are you doing? Someone's safe. Dad was a safe person. So I feel like Sean is basically sitting here thinking, first off, I wish I didn't have to be everybody's protector. Right now, we're not watching after Daniel. It's not us, it's Lila. I wish that I could have a bonding moment with somebody who was gone, or just like see him again, have a conversation with him again. And I wished that somebody that I cared about, someone close to me, someone who was safe, would ask me how I'm doing. Almost like I wish I could be hugged again type of a feeling. I wish I could be comforted. I wish that someone would comfort me instead of me having to drive all the way across the country to like save someone else or help someone else. Just like, I'm tired of being the strong one kind of an idea. That's what this feels like. I've changed. I miss you. I miss home. These also feel like honest answers. Let's say, hypothetically, this car ride happened with our dad. I don't think these are the answers that we would honestly give. I don't think, if we're going on a 5-day adventure trip with our dad, I don't think we would sit here and say, I miss home. I think we'd be excited for the trip. Especially in this family where, you know, we have Daniel, who's like always at home, right? So this would be an escape type of a thing. So, I don't know if home would be what we would miss. Home is a place. Don't get me wrong, like home itself can also be associated with safety. And we can miss that for sure. So in that way we can miss home. But the fact that we're dreaming about dad makes me think that it's him that we miss more. That like he would be the thing that would make the home safe. And that would be the biggest thing. I miss you.
It's stupid, but I miss you.
It's not stupid.
I miss you too, my son. But this is all part of growing up.
I know.
Loss is something that we will all deal with at some point or another in our lives. It's the unfortunate constants of humanity, I suppose. So this is a part of, I guess you could say, growing up is a part of life. But I don't think that losing essentially your only parent at such a young age is an expectation that we would consider a normal part of growing up. and not in such a violent way. That I don't think is this, the dad says that almost like, well, this is a normal thing. That's almost like what he's saying. I don't think this is, how this happened is not a normal thing. Losing your one supportive parent at such a young age is not a part of growing up. It's not a normal thing. Because yes, we're going to lose our parents. That's this kind of a thing. And it really fucking sucks. But the hope is that we are old enough, that we have more of an ability to cope with it when that happens. And we have more of a support system when that happens. That's the hope. Not that it happens when we're at such a young age and that we are forced into a parental role. Like, it's about how it happens.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I have total faith in you, Sean. You're a Diaz. You were born to roam and find your way home.
God.
In a way, this kind of feels like the dad is having some toxic positivity. The dad is only talking about positive things, like, you can do this, right? This is our family's thing. Like, you can handle this. Like, he's not validating how Sean is feeling. Sean is like saying, I don't like it. This sucks. And his dad's not validating that. That sucks. We can validate something and say, yeah, it does suck. I'm really sorry. And then, like, two things can be true at the same time. We can validate that and say, yeah, you're right. It does suck. I'm really sorry. And we can have that, and we can say, but I think you can handle this, even though it does suck. And having that balance where we validate the negatives is where like more of the healthy stuff lies instead of toxic positivity.
I love you, Dad. Wish I would have told you more.
You didn't have to tell me. You showed me. Oh, by the way, Sean.
Hey, wake up.
That felt like trying to get closure. In an ideal world, in an ideal situation, Sean and Daniel would have had a funeral. And the funeral, like funerals as we know them, of course I can only speak for, the cultures that I know, but funerals are really for the living and not for the dead. It's a way for the living to say goodbye, try to get closure as much as we can. They didn't get that. They immediately went from this terrible thing happening and the loss of their father to fight, flight, or freeze, we have to run. And survival. That's what happened. They didn't have the chance to say goodbye. At all. No closure. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that funerals or wakes or anything like that, I'm not saying that automatically gives us 100% closure. That's not what I'm saying, but like, they never had a chance to even try. They never had a chance to feel like they were saying goodbye. And that's what that dream felt like, is it felt like Sean's way of trying to say goodbye. Of trying to say all the things that he wished he could have said. It's really sad.
What?
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing on our property?
Huh? Oh, man, I crashed hard.
Oh, yeah? Come on out, boy. Who the fuck is that? Fucking kid. Get out.
Very quickly shifting gears here. So we were saying goodbye to our dad, essentially. And now we're not. Very quick shift. So we were sleeping on the side of the road. I'm assuming side of the highway, freeway. And like pulled over. Yeah, we were pulled over on a property, but like not that far into a property, from what I remember. You couldn't see any buildings or anything from the scene that we saw. So yes, we were on someone's property. I'm totally not denying that. My point is, is that what were you guys doing on your property in the first place that you noticed that I was on your property? Like, do you have a daily habit of just patrolling your property? It's not as though this seems to me like there are like free roam cattle places and stuff like that, but I don't think they're on freeways or highways. So what were you doing? It's not like I broke through a fence. So what were you doing? What were you doing to where you noticed me? What? Also, this seems very antagonistic. It's one thing to say, to knock on someone's door, like, I can't do that sound very quickly and loudly. Whatever. Knocking sounds. And just sit there and they go, excuse me, good sir. Like, we're in the Middle Ages or whatever. Good sir, you are on my property. Could you please move? Could you please, like, get the fuck out? That's one thing. They have acknowledged that this is a child. And then they say, get out. Like they're cops. Which we've had lovely experiences with cops, mind you. What are you going to do? Like, this implies, when you say get out, this implies you're going to do something about it. That's what I mean when I say this is highly antagonistic. What are you going to do? And you continue to be antagonistic when you already recognize that this is a child. That says something. It's not like they're sitting there going like, where are your parents so I can call them? Absolutely not. Oh boy. I don't feel like getting out of the car. Like, that is more vulnerability than staying in this nice metal shell of a car. We don't have a shit ton of gas, but it's better than just like how antagonistic they are. Let's say they wanted to help us. They're not communicating that very clearly. I'm leaving.
Look, I'm leaving, okay?
No, you ain't. Step out or I'll call the cops. You don't want that, boy.
Again, we're like this far into their property. It's not like we're billions of miles into their property, right? So what, we just bloop onto the highway or the freeway and we're gone. Let's say you call the cops. We're probably in the middle of fucking nowhere stretch of highway, like the game showed us in Nevada, right? Middle of fucking nowhere. So what, we get a state trooper. Don't get me wrong, when you get to those middle of fucking nowhere stretches of highway, there's not a shit ton of exits, so there's not a lot of places to go. But what, are you gonna mentally note down the license plate number? Like, I guess where I'm coming from is how logistically, how would the cop catch me? Like, it feels like just an empty threat logistically to say I'm going to call the cop. And again, like, why would you immediately jump to calling the cops if your goal is to get me off your property? I just told you that I was going to do that. Like, boom, mission accomplished. Why do you have to continue to threaten me? Unless that's not your goal. So what is your actual goal? Also, it looks like you have a child with you. You are modeling your highly antagonistic behavior for your own child. What is going on here? Don't get me wrong, I could be completely mishearing or misreading like all of this situation. I could also be just like misremembering how close we are to the freeway and stuff like that. But this doesn't make sense to me as far as why would you sit here and say, I'll call the cops if you get off my property, which is like the implied goal all along. It doesn't make sense. What are you doing? It also makes me want to be incredibly stubborn and basically say, fuck you, I'm not getting out of the car, because you're being a dick. And that's obviously not your goal. They remind me of the neighbor that like the dad talked about and we saw the letters about, where the neighbor technically said stuff about a fence, and the neighbor technically said stuff about a party, but that obviously wasn't what the neighbor was talking about. These are like the vibes that I'm getting from these guys. Why can't you just drive off? I'm leaving now.
No need to. I'm leaving now.
Yeah, Jesus.
You deaf? I said out.
Your goal is not to get someone off your property. You've just pulled someone out of their car. Could we say this assault? Kind of feels like it. Also, I feel like we should have locked the doors. Also, is it just me, or does that feel like we're using hard of hearing as an insult?
We
The
don't need
fuck?
cops to deal with assholes like you anyway.
Listen, I don't want any trouble.
Too late for that, boy. So tell us what the fuck you're doing on our land.
What information are you hoping to get? Like, the way this character acts, he acts like he's doing something highly illegal on this property. And he's scared that Sean knows about it, and that's why he's interrogating him. This could be, like, does this meet the technical qualifications of assault? Potentially. Not that Sean's gonna go to the cops about it for a variety of fucking reasons. But that's how this character is acting. Like, there's something super shady going on this property, and I have to know if you know about it. Why else would you ask someone why you're on my property when it kind of seems fucking obvious? And if your goal is to get them off the property, and we just said we were gonna do that, and we were trying to, but you stopped us, none of this makes sense unless that's not your actual motivation. Needed some rest, or I got lost. There is a part of me that wants to be very spiteful and basically just say, screw you, I'm not gonna tell you shit. But then there's a part of me that's like, ooh, what if we tell him the truth? And then he obviously hates that. And that kind of proves my theory even more. Shit, let's tell the truth. Let's see how big of assholes these guys are. They're like justifying their actions because, like, well, this is my property. Okay, does that justify you being a dick the way that you are? Does that justify assault? I don't think so. Needed some rest.
Drove for so long, I had to pull over to get some rest, you know? I swear, I had no idea this was your property.
There's a fucking sign. Didn't you see it?
Okay, not a child. Take that back. Also, if we are pulling off from the freeway or the highway, you can't possibly post signs so frequently that we could see them. It's like speed limit signs. Sure, they're there. Do we see them every single time? Probably not.
Was too exhausted.
Too exhausted. Also, the eye probably makes it easy to miss signs.
I guess I missed it.
He's just a kid, and he's hurt. Look.
Yeah? What happened to your eye?
Really? This is the direction that you want to go down. This, of all paths, this is the road that you choose. You're going to ask someone who has a fresh bandage on a lost appendage what happened. Like, that in general can be a sensitive question. And I say this knowing that, like, the disability community may have other thoughts that may be different than mine on this. And that's fair. As in, like, I feel like giving some space for other people to, like, have different opinions on this, and that's completely fine. But basically, and, like, this character doesn't know that, like, we're actually missing an eye. My thought is basically, don't be so antagonistic about asking someone, where'd you lose your fucking limb? That, I don't know, if anything, your tone of voice and your attitude about it also adds to the rudeness of it. Just saying. And I do think that if we have something potentially like this, and again, people may disagree with me on this and I could just be off base, I feel like sometimes we probably just get tired of explaining it. Just saying. I mean, and also, does it matter? If you want me off, does this have to be like clapped through, like clap emojis? Like, if you want me off your property, does it matter if I saw your signs or not? I don't think it fucking does. I already told you I was gonna leave. Does it matter what happened to my eye? I don't think it does. I already told you I was gonna fucking leave. So obviously you don't give a shit about me getting off your property. You're just being a dick and want to take out your bad day on me. Oh, I obviously have very strong feelings on this. A fight or an accident? An accident? These characters are very unpredictable, and I don't know where they're gonna go. And like the unpredictability of this makes me feel like there's a level of danger here. An accident.
I got into an accident.
Oh yeah? Uh-huh. Move it.
What the fuck? What are you looking for? What are you possibly hoping to find? Also, you can't search that. I say that like it's my car, and it's not. I kind of expected him to rip off the bandage. Quite honestly.
Please, I just want to go.
Oh, what's this? Drugs?
Yeah.
What the Let's say it was. Why do you care if your goal is to get us off your property? You want us to go from point A to point B. We said, cool, I'll get from point A to point B. And you said, and then I said, I will go from point A to point B now. And you said, no, I will stop you from going to point A to point B. You pulled me out of my vehicle that would take me from point A to point B. You are interrogating me, but you're not a cop. And even if you were a cop, that would still have its own issues. And now you're searching my stuff and accusing me of drugs, which has nothing to do with me going from point A to point B. So, like, what is your motivation? Are you just trying to justify your own actions, the fact that you have done this? So if in your mind, it justifies it by saying, oh, they're using drugs, does that make it okay for you to do what you're doing? So now you have to prove that you were justified in doing what you're doing? What is this?
Oh yeah. Did you steal them?
Does that matter? Does it matter? Again, so if in your mind you're like, oh, well, they're a thief, so does that justify you stopping me from going to point A to point B? If there is like a thermometer for my levels of frustration with these characters, it's getting near the top. It's getting there. Not what you think, or I lost the keys. You know what? Fuck it. I lost the keys.
Well,
fuck it. What we say here doesn't matter. They've proved that. They're gonna think what they want. So shit. I'll say, it doesn't matter what I say. Telling the truth is not helping at this point. So fuck it. And this is the problem with being so antagonistic. We get to the point where we say, fuck it. Because it's not a real conversation. You're not listening to a single fucking thing I say. Nothing that I say matters. I'm feeling invalidated. So why does it matter what I say? I'm just gonna bunker down and say whatever the fuck I want to say, even if it's just to push your buttons, because I'm feeling invalidated. So fuck it.
I lost my keys, and my friend helped me start it.
You mean you hotwired it? Holy cow, fucking car thief too. Take his backpack.
Dude, come on.
Get it!
Even his friend is saying, you're kind of being a dick.
Let's see what he's holding.
They're gonna be in for a world of hurt, surprise, when they see how many pine cones are in there. I haven't checked the backpack in a long time in this game, but I'm pretty sure there's a shit ton of pine cones in that backpack. It's a lot. It's like a squirrel or something, just like filled it with pine cones. That would actually be funny to see their reaction. God, you know, at this rate, it might actually be nicer if a cop pulled us over instead of whatever this is. Mind the pine cones.
So?
Nothing good.
Pine
Any money?
cones.
Fucking
No.
toys, man.
You still play with toys? Seriously?
It belongs.
So, okay. I'm bad because I'm a thief, right? Because of the car thing. And like the drugs, right? But you were just gonna steal from me? You realize the hypocrisy with this, right? Or is it not clicking?
It's my brother. Leave it alone.
Oh, I'm sorry, game. But when my no shit's given-o-meter is maxed out, this is probably not the time to give me a choice, which is probably their intention. I realize that. Take it back or do nothing. I mean, okay, of all the choices that I could have, this is probably not the one that I'm not gonna die on this hill, kind of a thing. Because, I mean, it is just an Etch-a-Sketch. I mean, I hate to say this, Sean, but like, we could probably just steal one. Don't steal. Stealing's bad. Well, I mean, in between assaulting these dangerous men, dangerous and like unpredictable, they can also kind of strike me like maybe they're intoxicated with like how unpredictable they are, kind of a thing. Like their motives keep changing type of a thing, or their justifications keep changing. Maybe they're not intoxicated, but like I wouldn't be surprised kind of a thing. But how unpredictable they are, maybe like stealing an Etch-a-Sketch from a dollar store would be better in the long run. Take it back or do nothing. We do have the plot armor of knowing that we probably survive until the next episode, chapter, whatever. Let's do nothing. It's an Etch-a-Sketch.
Oh, your brother? Where is he now?
Well, I'm going to meet him.
In a stolen car? More lies.
I've lied to him once. Because again, you don't validate people, it makes them less inclined to be vulnerable with you. How would you know? Like, you're just assuming. What? Based on these people came into this conversation with previous judgments, assumptions about people. Based on how we look. It has to be. It can't be based on how we act. We were asleep in the car and they knocked on the window and they automatically judged us. So maybe they have assumptions based on people who experience homelessness. Maybe they have assumptions based on race, age, anything like that. And they make those assumptions that we use drugs, that we lie, things like that, things that society feels are bad. And so because they have made those assumptions that we do things that society says are bad, we must be bad. And so they're not believing anything we say. And again, this does not help build rapport or trust or anything like that. So again, if I can tell that someone isn't believing me no matter what, why would I tell the truth? So this has nothing to do with the property. Property is just an excuse. For all we know, for all we know, we're on public land, like BLM, not, Black Lives Matter, but Bureau of Land Management land. So you're just going to say whatever because you don't believe anything. You just made judgments about me.
Okay, Chad. We fucked with him.
Hey.
Let him go. He's got
Hold on a
nothing.
sec, Mike. You speak Spanish, Pedro?
Ah, there's the racism. So these two people who may not even own this land, quite honestly, their goal is to mess with us. They see someone asleep in a car and they're like, oh, I'm gonna mess with them. There might be that judgment based on homelessness, because if we see someone sleeping in a car, like that could be a logical thought. But they see someone who's sleeping in a car, they're like, oh, it's someone who's experiencing homelessness. Oh, they're not white. Let me mess with them. So they throw all of these accusations that are very hypocritical. Again, like they were gonna steal money. They throw all of these hypocritical accusations out that we are using drugs, that we are stealing the car. That one is true. But like everything that we own is stolen, that are like all of these things based on race or judgments, just plain judgments, right? That people who are experiencing homelessness therefore must do X, Y, and Z. To the point that even his friend is like, we need to stop.
Huh? What?
What? Hablas español.
Chad.
So, Professor, how do you say, I'm a dirty thief?
Don't do this. The options are don't do this or actually say it in Spanish.
You don't want to share your language? Okay. Maybe you
I was gonna choose don't do this. The game chose for me because I didn't answer in time.
know this one. I'm a dirty thief with one eye.
So now there's not only the judgments about potentially people experiencing homelessness, race, but now people with disabilities. This is a lovely combination of like bigotry and judgments. And you laugh about it. Like you take pleasure in torturing someone based off of things that they cannot control. Like, oh, one of the options is go fuck your mother. I think I'm gonna choose that one. Oh, because I mean, like, I'm not gonna say the dirty thief one. I'm not gonna give him what he wants at this point. I feel like I want to just push the line just close enough without going over the line. Problem with that is I don't know where the line is. Very dangerous game that I'm trying to play here. The options that I'm debating between are don't do this and go fuck your mother. If they don't speak Spanish, they won't know. Well, let's see how poorly I make these decisions. I mean, this is the other thing with bigotry, is that it can get to this point where people say, fuck it, and really retaliate, and then people use this as a justification to say, see, I knew they were terrible. And I'm not saying, it's just like this hate breeds hate thing. Like, it's really just nasty and dirty. Like, and this character just laughs and takes joy in torturing someone for it. It's fucking awful.
Soy un ladrón y chinga tu madre.
Wait, madre?
Oh.
What did you really
That word he knew. That word he knew. Shit.
say, asshole? Huh? All I want to do is learn Espanol. Might be our official language someday, right?
There's some more of that. Some of that lovely racism.
See, senor? So, one more lesson. How do you say, this is not my country?
There's some of this that I feel like I don't have the words for. Fuck off.
Fuck off. This is my country.
Hoo-wee! Did you hear that?
Look, Chad, it's gonna rain. Let's go before we get soaked.
No, we took the country back. Hold on. This little thief is fucking with me. You're really pissing me off, you know that? But I'm willing to give you one last chance to make things right.
If someone is saying, I'm gonna give you one last chance, that implies that they believe they have the power and the control in the entire situation. It's like a teacher or a parent being like, I'm gonna give you one last warning.
Sing something.
What?
No.
Just pass the audition and you're free.
So, and again, purposefully choosing something that will be humiliating. because then that also proves that he has the power and the authority.
We'll be very upset if you refuse.
I'm not gonna sing. I'm not gonna do it. Oh, I know that this may have consequences, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna give in to this. Boundaries have to be drawn somewhere. Oh, I'm not gonna do this. Nope.
No.
Really?
Pretty sure that also means no in Spanish. I mean, you know, if Chad or Mike or whatever your name is, if Chad really wanted to learn Spanish, lesson from what I know of Spanish, which is not a lot. Pretty sure that means no. Spanish too.
Okay. I warned you, boy.
Stop it, Chad! What the fuck, man?
You're not really standing up to your friend, are you?
Holy cow! What are you doing? Listen, you little beaner.
Last time, we had those kinds of lovely slurs thrown at us. Our brother was there to be part of the retaliation. This time it's just us.
Get your shit and go. Now!
I tried to do that ages ago, asshole.
Look, just drive straight and you'll hit the highway. Forget this happened, man.
No,
okay?
why if we weren't being hunted by the cops, why would I just forget this happened? Like, I feel like you were saying that, so we'll just protect your friend. Why? What motivation do I have to protect your friend? Other than the fact that I'm also being hunted by the cops. Besides that, though. You assholes. I honestly don't even know if it would have ended different if we would have chosen the other option. Because if they are going to be that way, they're going to be that way. They've already decided that they hate us and we're terrible. Whether or not we sing doesn't really change how they think of us, right?
The Wolf brothers were split apart.
Oh, this is why we're walking.
The oldest wolf was badly hurt, but nothing could stop the wolf from following his brother's tracks.
Space fuck up. Damn. this is a lovely place to stop. Jeez, in this video, what did we do? We escaped from the hospital. And hopefully Joey doesn't get in trouble and lose his job and his license for what happened. And hopefully we don't get in too much extra trouble. We probably will. We also just had... Well, not just. We also had that dream with our dad where we were trying to say goodbye. I don't know what the game's perspective is on spirituality. Or I guess I don't know what Sean's perspective would be on spirituality. So I don't know if he would consider that something to where it would be... I don't know if he would consider that actually his dad saying goodbye to him. Or whether it's more Sean himself saying goodbye in his own way and how he pictures it. And then we had a lovely interaction with some lovely people who have some bigotry beliefs. Where I don't believe anything they said. I don't know if they actually owned that property. It was off the side of the highway, freeway, whatever. One of them was less bigotry, less of an asshole than the other one, but he didn't actually stand up to his friend. Didn't, like, really. That choice of whether we sing or not. They've already decided that we're terrible people. They already decided that they hate us. So I don't think there would have been a huge difference between the two choices. There's no way to win that kind of a thing, I guess is what I mean. If someone has gone that far into that kind of a belief system, it's really hard to imagine that in that one interaction, we're just going to convince them to change their ways and believe something different, right? It's just astounding. The game really shows some of the ways that bigotry, especially racism, can show up. Even microaggressions at some points. And there may be times when maybe I don't even notice some of the microaggressions. And I guess the thing that stands out to me about that is that these are things that people face. These are very real things. So when you put them in a game, it brings up more conversation. We can talk about them more. We're not ignoring it. We're not ignoring a part of reality that some of us face. So I would love to hear your thoughts on the game and the video, and I will see you next time.